And what we decide to do, we decide to provide you 2 webinars that lasted 2 hours. First webinars we are going to conduct right now, to implement right now. And the second webinar will be a little bit later because my colleague has got sick and she apologized, sorry for this. And after these 2 small webinars where we familiarize you, where we got acquainted you with our experience, we thinking about, if you don't mind, to have third webinar. Maybe you will have some, when you implement some practice that we are going to talk about, and then maybe you can have some questions and we will try to find answers. Maybe you can have some cases in order to see how it's going in your country, because as Ejikeme, if I'm not mistaken with the name, sorry, said, I'm working a lot with Israel Trauma Coalition from the first Russian invasion, and we trying to ingest Israeli protocols in our country. Now I will share some of them with you, and if you ingest it in your country, for us, it will be really very interesting to see how it works. So that, anyway, it's not a lecture during 2 hours. I don't want to speak 2 hours, it's too exhausting. It's a field to communicate. If you feel that you don't understand something, or you know something, or you have some question, don't hesitate to raise your hand, and I'm standing at your disposal. So it's the field of our communication. You have your experience, I have our experience. This multicultural experience should be very productive and useful. I'm going to start with presentation. And yeah, here is the map of Ukraine. And it's price of peace in our time. Yeah, I don't want to talk a lot about war that happens in Ukraine. I'm not going to speak about how terrible it was to spend nights in corridor under bombs because we don't have appropriate shelters. I'm not going to talk about the scale of disaster, about destroyed cities that we're having now, 8 million separate families. I am one of them. I'm a refugee. I'm living in the south of Spain right now, and my husband still lives in Kiev. I'm not going to say about killed, murdered, captured militaries and civilians, children whose childhood is stolen, and inability for Ukrainians to plan something or just lost future. I'm not going to talk about impact of trauma that people experience. This will become very personal for every one of us, and unfortunately, trauma continue for generations to come. But what we are doing right now in our country, first of all, we are trying to create the common professional language between our specialists. So I'm going to do with you. In order to speak about first emotional aid, I'm emphasis on emotional aid because we are trying now to gather people who are able to provide help to other people and to teach them how to help to person if the person faced with stress. Yeah, when the person faced with stress, we know that stress is a state of worry, of mental tension caused by difficult situation. I'm now in a little bit stress because I'm trying to do my best. I have my head break a little bit increased. It's a stress, yeah? This definition called stress. If we're talking about a crisis, crisis creates a break in the continuity of life. Yeah. Today, I think we have time to see what is continuum of life and what continuous is broken due to the crisis that people faced with. And it's imbalance between the event and our reception of its threat and impact on us. Do you have some examples of crisis? What I'm talking about? It's very simple, but I'd like to have this structure, what we're talking about, stress, crisis, or trauma. Could you please give me some example of crisis? What crisis is? What example in your life with which was crisis do you faced with that creates a break in the continuity of life? Okay, next slide. I have you have a question? I don't see you properly. Do you talk
no,
some?
I want to ask if
Okay.
you want.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if you want response from participants.
I understand that communication is a little bit complicated due to the internet. Okay, I will do another way. I have another slide and we will see the difference between all these definitions. And psychological trauma, it's damage or injury. We're not talking about broken arm here or broken leg. You understand here? It's a damage or injury of the psyche after living through an extremely frightening or distressing event and may result in challenges in functioning or coping normally after event. In other words, very shortly, it's direct or indirect threat to life. It's clear? If it's not clear, raise your hand. Okay, let's see the examples. Now I will do in another way. Being witness of car incident, it's stress or it's trauma. Raise your hand if you think that it is stress. Raise your hand if you think that it is crisis. Oh, I have a very good audience. Okay, why do you think that it is crisis? You know, everything is very close. Try to speak very slowly because I see only sound and trying to catch your words, okay?
Okay, being a witness of a car accident is a psychological trauma.
And I asked you absolutely right. Psychological trauma that we are talking about, it's indirect threat to life. It's maybe indirect threat to life, but I asked, raise your hand if you think that it is a crisis.
It's a stress or crisis.
Yeah, they are, yes, stress, crisis, trauma, they have something common. But if I'm boring right now, or if I lost my keys, it's a stress. If I'm a witness of car incident, it can be, it depends on, we will look in later about. But if it's indirect trauma and person imagine that if he will be 1 minute before the accident and will be in this accident, it may cause a trauma. Okay, got it. Thank you. Going throughout divorce when people separated, yeah, it's trauma or it's crisis. Okay, if you decide that this is trauma, please raise your hand. Super. Yeah, it's crisis. It's crisis because the continuum of life is broken. And we are going today to see how to renovate this continuum of life. Just to create common language. I understand that you know a lot, but it's better to have a couple of minutes. Being robbed, it's a stress. And being kidnapped, it's say me please, it's trauma or it's crisis? Trauma. Yeah, perfect. We create a common language. Let's go on. So when person faced with trauma, first, do you know this first acute reaction disorder and PTSD? If yes, raise your hand and I will skip it. Okay, I will pay some attention. When person faced with trauma, it usually called acute stress reaction. Remember, yeah, any trauma, accident, kidnapped, bombing, raping, anyway, it's acute stress reaction, and people react, all symptoms. I'm not have enough time to talk about all symptoms, but I think you understand this trembling, that heart breaking, the tension, a little bit talked about later. And it usually lasts from hour to 3 days. Everything, pay attention, everything that happened with person that faced with trauma during 3 days, we called as normal reaction to abnormal situation. Even if you're faced with lost, someone died, yeah, and reaction is abnormal, it's normal reaction to abnormal situation. It's acute stress reaction. Then after 3 days up to 1 month, 4 weeks, it's acute stress disorder. If all symptoms that people show during this acute stress reaction are lasted more than 3 days, we're talking about stress disorder. If the symptoms are prolonged, you were talking about post-traumatic stress disorder, yeah? It doesn't matter that symptomatic is going from first hours till 1 or 3 months. It appeared occasionally, but if after events we see after kidnapping, after terrorist, after something traumatic for person that have direct or indirect threat to life, we see that the symptomatic are still exist, we're talking about acute PTSD form, yeah? And chronic PTSD, years of suffer. It's a disease, and all PTSD, this diagnosis can give only psychiatric. We are psychologists, social workers, people who are working with and for people. We are working only here. Or like a psychotherapist is here. What we're doing in the first phase, when we faced with acute stress reaction, therapy is, we have such a motto: therapy is not working in the field. So when we're working with soldiers and they're faced with something stressful, therapy is not working. What we can do, we provide first psychological or emotional aid. Emotional aid, it means it doesn't matter you're a psychologist, social worker, or just person. So that what we're trying to do, we're trying to share these instruments, how to help person in this phase to among population, among even school, not only psychologists, yeah, among teachers and people, guidance, and people who are cleaning the buildings. We will talk about these instruments. Psychoeducation. Psychoeducation means that we need to explain what's happening. Sometimes people don't understand what's happening, and we are talking about how our on the how our body is working and react to the stress. And we are making debriefing. Raise your hand if you know what means debriefing, what is the instrument. Debriefing, it's like ventilation. When you gather people that was witness or evidence of one event. Yeah, bombing, for instance, yeah, like we are doing right now, or some accident, car accident. It's usually better to do after one day, and people are in attention. Even some recommendation talking about after 72 hours, and they have some limitations, but we did even after a couple of years when it was first invasion of Russian Federation, and we see how people, it give relief for people. I will, of course, we don't have enough time in order to practice this, but I will try to explain you, and you can find in the internet, and if you have additional questions, where we'll meet next time. So debriefing, you ideally you should be trained how to conduct debriefing. It's better to do when two trainers in this group, so people gathering that were evidence of one traumatic event, and you have a couple of circles here. You ask them about facts and timeline, where you were, what you see, what you are doing before, what you are doing in this moment, because people after some trauma event, they in this stress, and they have, how to say, a big storm of emotions. What we're doing, we're trying there to divide to the facts, timeline, thoughts, reaction, emotional symptoms. It means not what, we are not talking about emotions. We are talking about facts, yeah? Not how do you feel, but what do you feel? Then we, so first line, it's facts and timeline, what you're doing. We ask and sharing in a group, you know, not more than 10 people, something like that. Facts and timeline, then thoughts, reaction, and emotional symptoms, and then resources and strengths. How do you cope with this? What do you help? What help you to renovate yourself because you were in this accident? And the last step, sharing in a group, is recognition and next steps, what you are going to do. So in order to make this ventilation, only these things we able to do during these 3 days. When we are working with acute stress disorder, we are making psychoeducation. We find their resources. We talked a little bit about this today. We're trying to renovate continuity of life. I will show you how it works. And we do short intervention methods. It's some kind of therapy. We're trying to find, first of all, resources, and then we are working with event. It depends on what events, because if we're, for instance, talking about lost, first 4 weeks, people usually not able to be treated, because, you know, grief is a process. Okay, acute PTSD and chronic PTSD, it's a psychotherapy of trauma. It's another topic. In acute stress reaction, just to remind you, what people usually feel, it's anxiety, low mood, irritability, emotional ups and down, poor sleep, poor concentration, wanting to be alone, it's normal. Recurrent dreams or flashbacks, which can be intrusive and unpleasant, avoidance of anything that will trigger memories. And even if it's car incident, people don't want even go this way. They are trying to make some hook in order not to see this place where the accident occurred. This may mean avoiding people, conversation or other situation as they cause distress and anxiety. Reckless or aggressive behavior that may be self-destructive, feeling emotionally numb. So it doesn't matter how people react. Some people crying, some people freeze. Yeah, you know, this three reaction: fight, flight, and freeze. Yeah. And now why we are here? Because we're talking about the first reaction. It's expert stress. Yeah, when we are being in stress, we're helping other people, and it makes and we receive some relief when we are helping other. We reduce our level of stress when we are helping other people. And physical symptoms. So I'll just try to say again, all these symptoms, it's not all, you know, it's maybe more. It's normal reaction to abnormal situation during 3 days. What I'm trying to say, we have some frames, 3 days, but we have some rules, but we have people. So it depends on person. Sometimes it's maybe more, but if we're talking about months, it means that it's not acute stress reaction. It's close to acute stress disorder. But why emphasize on this? Feeling all this, it doesn't matter that we are going to be sick. One guy, Israeli-American psychologist and academic whose work concentrated the relationship between stress, health, and well-being, Aaron Antonovsky, he formulated the following question. Why do some people remain healthy despite severe stress? I'm bet that most of you, or maybe all of you, we adult people, we're faced with stress, we're faced with crisis, we're faced with trauma, we're faced with loss. And it doesn't mean that we are we have PTSD or we have acute stress disorder. What I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that even due to research that was done in Israel, when 100 of people observed some traumatic events, some terrorism attack, if the first emotional aid provided to these people, we're talking about 100, only 5 or 6 need to go to psychologist. So what we are going to say, I'll just emphasize this again and again. We are going to learn the instruments, how to help ourselves and how to help the people who are in our surrounding. And very nice question, why do people remain healthy despite severe stress? It means this salutogenesis, yeah, it's an approach that focuses on factors that support human health and well-being rather than factors that cause disease, pathogenesis. It means if you got sick, it doesn't mean that you need obligatory use pills. Yeah, sometimes we understand that we are strong and we will recover this, we will overcome these challenges, such as speaking right with you. Unfortunately, with this close communication, I am not in stress. I know that it's not my first training, and know that I will manage. I hope that I will manage. Yes, so we believe in ourselves, and it helps us to be resilient. Some of these protective factors were found at the individual level or in the family and social environment. But both proved to be very effective in maintaining and strengthening of the sense of coherence, this connectedness with stress, health, and well-being. We are human beings. We are in some kind of ideal mechanisms, and if we believe in ourselves and if we know our resources, we can manage all challenges that occur during our life. But in any case, even if we are strong, first that react to the stress, crisis, and trauma, it's our body. It's the thing that we are not control. We are not control nervous system that produced a lot of hormones like adrenaline, non-adrenaline, in a stress situation. We are not able to control cardiovascular system with the heart rate, the blood pressure, etc., etc. We are not able to control. We are able, but first this pulmonary system, when first of all stress can trigger hyperventilation and excessive oxygen intake, and this can cause dizziness, lightheadedness, feeling of not getting enough air. And you remember how we're breathing in a stress? So we have a lot of oxygen in our body, and we will learn techniques how to regulate or operate what we can do, how we can help our body. If we're talking about muscular system, stress causes your muscles to contract, and we are ready to fight, and restricting blood flow. One example in Mariupol that unfortunately now occupied by Russian Federation, I worked with this client. She said she was with broken leg and she was in the occupied territory, and she was with her neighborhood, and the doors was very close. It was a house with a lot of levels, and this lady who were with my client, she left her 2 kids and the door was closed. She has a key, but the rocket bombed this house, and she was so afraid that something is happening with her kids, that he being very small and very thin. I lost the image. I don't see the audience. If it is possible to switch, please, camera on. That she opened, being a very small and very thin, she opened this door that it's impossible. So muscles are ready to. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Please switch on camera. I don't want to speak with black square. Thank you if you have such opportunity. Digestive system, the stomach is slowing down. In our experience, when people said, I still don't see you. When when people set a lot in a bomb shelters, how to say, the stomach, the digestive system being working slowly, people don't usually don't want to eat for a long time. They don't have appetite, and when they eat even some cake or some small, it's real experience, they feel vomiting. It doesn't make that this cake is not okay. It means how this system is working. So it's broken, it's in a tension. Our immune system being in a stress, everything is raised, and we feel sometimes a lot of energy, that we are able to do a lot of things, that we feel healthy. For instance, the refugee, even moms, when you see this, what mass was in the border when the war, the second huge invasion of Russian Federation starts 2 years ago in the February, on the 24th of February. In the border, I was in this border, only women and pets, yeah, they crossed the border because they would like to save this. And they felt themselves that they have enough forces. But when they receive the safe place, they said, Allah, I don't feel any forces. My immune system is broken, and they got sick from, I don't know, from everything. And excretory system, how it works, being in stress, it's our Ukrainian experience, being even in a safe place. It doesn't mean it's a child or an adult. When they, when people hear some loud sounds, it's reminds them like ear raid siren, and they can urinate, and it's normal. So it's how our body works and reacts to the stress. How our brain reacts. Show me, please, your hand. Just hand, in order to understand how our brains work. Direct your thumb in here, inside, and close with your 4 fingers. It's even without substances, psychoactive substances, it's look like our brain, yeah? This is precortex, this is frontal, back cortex here, and this is amygdala. I am going to say about 3 things. All brain, yeah, react to the stress, but these things are very important. Amygdala is responsible for what? Help me, please. Amygdala respond for what? I forgot.
Yeah,
For what? Sorry. Emotions. Yes. Yes. Emotions. Precortex responsible for
rationality and reasoning.
Yeah, yes, rationality and reasons. And hippocampus, do you know, it's responsible for? It's responsible for a lot of things, but what I'm going to say, for short and long memory. When person faced with stress, amygdala become bigger, activated. Precortex is not working here, it's become smaller as a hippocampus. It means that we are drawn in emotions, our rationality is not working, and our short and long memory is not working. And when we ask person what was in this moment, it's normal. He or she didn't or doesn't remember what it was, because it's become smaller. It's physiologically, and we don't have any instruments how to regulate this. But what we can do, first rule in order to help someone, it's having sufficient stable adult. Yeah, you know that even in a plane we have every time instruction. Please put oxygen mask first to your face, and only then help kids or your neighbors. first you should take care about yourself. So while helping others, we pay attention to help and self-care. I'm going to talk about simple, very, very simple protocol of 4 elements that was developed or gathered. I know that you know about all these things, but why I like Israelians protocols, because they have structure. 4 elements. It's earth, grounding, water, breathing, and fire. It was developed by Alan Shapiro. Grounding. Even if you sit in a tree and see that thunderstorm is coming, your internal reaction to going down. If we're working with clients, we recommend them to feel the floor, to sit comfortable. Even being in a bomb shelters, we recommend our clients to lean to the wall, to feel something, to grounding. Do you know the Jacobson relaxation method? If you know, raise your hand. Jacobson. Okay, we'll do it together, and I will do it with you. It's a video. And where is my video? Here. It's in English. We can see and do. One more instrument that I really adore. Before we are doing there, please, it's only for you. Estimate, how do you feel right now? From 0 to 10. When 0, I feel very bad, to 10, I'm good. Just for yourself, estimate. Okay, move. Jacobson, yes, perfect.
We've established that stressful situations take their toll on our physical and mental well-being. So what happens when we feel stressed for prolonged periods of time? Continuous stressful situations cause stress on the body, which can result in physical pain, such as shoulder, back, or stomach pains, headaches, and even problems sleeping. Sometimes we do things that aren't good for us in order to deal with this pain. Some try to lessen the stress by eating too much. Others get angry and blame their surroundings. In order to prevent stress from building up in our body, sometimes we need to help our body get rid of all the stress. Physiologist Edmund Jacobson invented a simple method to relieve tension. According to Jacobson's method, we should contract all the important muscles in our body in order to relax them. This method is fun and can be practiced anywhere, anytime. Each time we will choose a different part of our body, contract it for 5 seconds, and then relax it. Pay attention that you do not hold your breath while you are contracting your muscles. Let's start with the legs. Raise your legs in the air and contract your muscles. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax your muscles. How do your legs feel now? Has anything changed? Now let's try the stomach. Tighten your stomach until it feels like it is sticking to your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's move on to the hands. Clench your hands into a fist and contract. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Now let's continue with the arms. Bend your arms against your body and contract the muscles. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Next up, the shoulders. Shrug your shoulders up against your ears as tight as you can. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Moving on to the neck. Lower your head down towards your chest. Count down 5 seconds. Make sure that you relax your neck slowly and not all at once. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Continuing with the neck. Gently turn your neck to the right. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And now gently turn your neck to the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Moving to the face. Clench your jaw together as hard as you can, as if you're biting down on something. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Close your eyes tightly. Don't open them until we say so. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Now tense your eyebrows so that you look real worried or angry. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Now let's move on to the forehead. Look surprised. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Ready to smile? Smile now and hold that smile. I mean really smile. Count down 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And that's it. We're finished. Don't
How do you
you
feel?
feel a little different? A bit more relaxed?
Okay, it's it's the end. Could you please share what do you feel and estimate what are you feeling right now? Do this scale change, please?
Okay, before the Jacobson relaxing method, I rated myself 5/10. But now, after the whole exercise, I am perfectly okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Maybe someone would like to share what he's feeling as well. For me, it's really very important to communicate with you, please. Maybe someone don't feel nothing. It's okay as well.
My name is Musa. Actually, before the exercise, I was feeling a little bit sleepy. But after the exercise, I become energetic.
Okay, thank you so much. It's very, very easy exercises, even to take something when you are working with a group of people, to stretch something very, 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 very contract and then put, and your hands are going down and you see there's relief. Even when we are talking about trembling, when the person reacts to the stress in trembling, usually in our country, I don't know what you are doing, usually we are trying to cover a person because we think that he is frozen. No, it's not working. It's very good to contract the muscles and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. In this way, the person feels better. And this is a subjective unit distress. It's very, very brilliant instrument when you are working with people. It's not you observe, I see that you look better. No, the person personally estimate his mood, or his tension, or his anxiety, and then he estimates before and after. Now we are more or less in stable state and it's okay, but it's very important to help yourself when you're in a stress. Let's continue. So it's only grounding, the first level. There are a lot of things you can imagine or create on grounding. Water, how it works. When body in stress, our stomach sends this signal to brain, I'm in a stress, I'm in a panic. So when we drink a water, the stomach relaxes and the body a little bit relaxed. If we don't have a water, what usually recommends to do in order to keep calm? Because why we are talking about keep calm, our amygdala is big, yeah, and we need to do something in order to deactivate amygdala and activate our brains. We need to help our body and calm down. If we don't have water, what you'll recommend to our clients to do? Okay, to have some sweet, yeah, to take some sweet in your mouth. If you have nothing sweet, nothing water, how we can help ourselves? We can produce saliva in order to make one spot and something is going to our stomach, and it really helps. All recommendations concerning water is really very relaxing. To watering, yeah, to put your hands in the cold water and to stay for 5 in the frozen water, even to stay for 30 seconds, not more. To put ice to the head in these spots, yeah, and this place, I don't know how to say in English, sorry. Even watering. Water is the instrument that helps to anyone, because grounding, you know, it depends if we're talking about people with special needs. Sometimes it's not possible, but water, it's really perfect way in order to make our body, to make the stress less. Breathing. There are numerous techniques how to breathe, but if you remember, when you do a lot of things, yeah, you finally finished, what are you doing? Whew. So I'm ready. Do you do this? Oh, it's only in Ukraine. Whew. I'm finished. And Israelis pay attention to this, and they recommend to start any breathing techniques with exhale. Because being in this breathing, we are trying to switch on our cognitions, yeah, and to remember these techniques and regulate breathing. To breathe first with exhale, then it's numerous techniques that helps me and that I like very much. It's very short. It's, let's do it together. It's short inhale and long exhale, like or you can make 4, just remind me, yeah, 5, it means 5, count on 5. 1 inhale, first exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then stop breathing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's longer than inhale and not breathing at all. What is very important, even square, yes, square breathing, 4 and 4, breathing in, inhale on 4, stop breathing, count on 4, then exhale, then stop breathing, And what very important, to do it not more than 4 or 5 times. I had a client who said, yes, I know these techniques. Yes, okay. But how it works, sometimes I feel light headache. How much are you doing this? He said, 20 times. Of course you can feel headache, not more than 4 and 5. I'm not talking about trained people. And fire is tunnel vision. Yeah, when we're in stress, we really don't see what is happening around it. It's allegory. Yeah, these 4 elements in order to remember what we should do. I need 1 volunteer with Spike. It will be very, very simple questions, only 4 questions without any knowledge in psychology, just to understand what to do, because you see the techniques are very simple. 1 volunteer, please. You ready? Yes. You can sit, it doesn't matter. You can feel yourself comfortable. It's the first rule. Please raise your hand and see what a big item do you see in the ceiling. Just named it. What do you see in the ceiling? Sorry?
Nothing.
Nothing. A big white ceiling. Or some lamps. Okay. Okay. See please down and name me big thing that you see in the floor.
Tiles.
Okay. Thank you. Turn your head right and tell me what do you see in your right side.
My co-participants.
Mm-hmm. And turn your head to the left and see what do you see in the left. A big thing, big item.
Another participant.
Sorry?
Another participant.
Another participant. Okay. What do you feel right now?
My neck is a bit relaxed.
Thank you. When person in stress, and you ask him, please look up, look down, look right, look left, and name me something what you can see, it's really works perfectly. When I first heard about these 4 elements, I thought, what are you talking about? But when I was in stress and tried to implement them, I don't know. I know how it works, but on those times I don't know how it works. I was very irritated. It was a training, and I said, and my participant said, Alla, look up, look down, left, right. How do you feel? Okay, now we are going to it. What I recommend, first, it will be your home task to try this on yourself, and to find what is more comfortable for you, because a lot of techniques of breathing, a lot of techniques of grounding, this tension, but we are different. We are really very, very different. Even in Ukraine, we have a lot of difference. And now Ukraine and your country, we are completely different of our mentality. But the main idea to find what suits for you, and try to teach someone, and even analyze how it helps, in what situation it helps you. It's very, very simple, but let's try. Basic pH and bilateral stimulation, we will talk a little bit later. Next video. I'm going to. Do you have some anyway some questions concerning these 4 levels? It's okay or not okay? What do you think? Or you need time to try it? Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Someone has a question.
Okay. Try to speak very slowly because my sound not very good.
Thank you. It's on the issue of grounding. It's on the issue of grounding.
Mhm.
You know, while talking about breathing, you told us to do it 4 to 5 times in a day. Do we have frequency of time one can do or carry out grounding in a day? That's my question. Do you get me?
I have echo. And it divided, Ejikme, can you help me and repeat or write me?
Okay. Frequency in a 24 hours, one can say.
You just be asking, I will be saying it.
Mhm.
Okay.
What's the frequency of time in 24 hours?
Okay.
Grounding can be done.
Okay. How many times can one do grounding in 24 hours?
Okay, yes, now I got how many times? As I told about breathing, it should be 3 or 4 times. It depends on person. It's not a lot. Even, I practiced this when we were in some project and people frozen. I talked him, please contract your muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. And then I, in a 20 something like that minutes, I see this person is freezing again. I said here, please contact your muscle. It works, but for not a long time. Yes, it works not for a long time, but it works. So if you need this, please do it. Okay, thank you for your question.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
Can you advise your clients to do grounding before you proceed into counseling?
Do I recommend my clients to look around if I got
Yes.
if what?
Before you commence counseling, before you begin to
Yeah, in
counsel.
counseling, yeah, even in online counseling. I have a client, she is with suicidal thoughts, and usually how I start my first counseling, I ask client to acquaintance me with his story, not with request. Tell me something about you, what you would like me to know about you on our first session. And she was with suicidal thought and she tried to say all her story. It was really terrible story. And she tried to cry. It was our first session without all these elementary techniques. It doesn't matter that I propose all these techniques for all clients. It depends on. And I ask you, please, do you have water now? Take your water. When she starts crying, I ask you, please, raise your hand. She is doing this. And then after counseling, I ask her, did you remember what we have done with you? This is techniques. And then I explain how it works and why it works and why she stopped crying. Because when she thought that she was, that she has sexual violence when she was 12 years old. Yeah, she started to cry and her mother denied this. It was very emotional. My first session, and it's really stabilize a person. So yes, I had such experience. If you don't have any question,
How can you use grounding while counseling someone with substance use disorder?
It doesn't mean concerning order. It depends on counseling. Usually I do something when I see the tension or trembling. Yeah, I like this one, please do this, or with muscles. And then I provide with this technique some elements in order to make clients feel how it works.
Okay.
Okay, move on.
You have some specific techniques you can recommend for us while counseling someone with substance use disorder. A lot of people here work with people with substance use disorder.
Order doesn't matter. The main recommendation that I received from my Israeli supervisor, you can feel a client. We have rules, we have instruction, but you have a live person. And everything is very, very individual. So if you see, if you feel, if you think, sometimes you can make mistakes. It's normal because we're humans. If you water, it's very simple. If you feel that this, when she's crying, yeah, feel water, try to inhale and exhale, see up and down. Depends on situation. Sometimes I do only one thing here, sometimes more. So it's up to you. You are facilitator in this thing. So according to your experience, you will feel, but feel what I mean, the empathy, yeah? You know that like a person in order not to receive compassion fatigue, we have 3 definitions. We have sympathy. It's very nice client, I like him. Yeah, it's sympathy. It's not working in the field. We have empathy. So I feel, I see his, how he is exhausted. I really, it's my empathy to this person. I'm trying to understand how bad he is. It's empathy and identification. When after these, when after some traumatic story, I'm even go to bed and thinking with my client, I'm really identify myself with the client. This is not working. This is not professional. So your shell, yeah, your bodies, you need to understand that this is client. We do everything that we can in order to help client, but we're responsible only for our behavior. If we provide some instruments, if we do everything that we decided that help person, and person denied this help, even if we are working with suicidal people, we do everything that we can, that's all. Another way, it will be burnout, compassion fatigue, symptoms of PTSD, and you will got illness. Move on. Okay.
A question, please.
Okay.
Why crown to serpents and eight instead of 4? That's the first question.
Oh, I did my, without your help, I hear nothing. So
Okay. He wants to know if the spelling of grounding is correct, or that is how it is spelled. G-R-A-U-N-D. Okay, Y-A.
so if I got correct, it seems to me that this question was, you asking about order, do you need to do everything that was shown in the video?
No, The
No?
question is, how do you spell grounding? What is the correct? Is it spelled the way we see it on the slide? G-R-A-U.
I will send everything, my presentation, I will send every link to you so you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Oh, you have other questions? I think we don't have enough time, but it's important. Блин, не то, sorry. Jigme. While I'm open next video, if you collect some questions and write in a chat or in Telegram, I will appreciate you. It will save our time, okay?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. What I'm going to to talk about right now. I'm going to show you one video. Can you, it's not this. Can you imagine situation when you're faced with person who is in stress? What is recommended to do? We see with you some techniques, yeah? And now it will be Ukrainian and I'm going to translate. It's a couple of minutes video. It's video. I'm going to share my screen. Do you? Yes.
Знати, коли настане.
What I'm going to say, usually in our country, before this war, I am a psychologist, have some intuition. When person in trouble, when person, what we usually do? We don't, unfortunately, I don't have enough time to ask what you usually do, but we usually do trying to calm down. Raise your hand if you do the same. No? We usually try to calm down, to give a water unconsciously, yeah, and to hug person. It's in our country. This Israeli protocol talking about 4 steps, what is recommended to do with acquaintances who is in a trouble.
Невідкладна ситуація, і де ми будемо в цей час?
When we don't know where 8-rate siren will find us, in what place we will be and how we react on this. So this in red written ear-rate siren.
Сирена. Схожа на переживання під час ракетної атаки, вона може спричинити відчуття паніки та стресу.
It's look like you're worrying concerning these missile attacks, yeah, bombing, and you can feel helpless, panic, stress, and it will be with everyone.
У кожного з нас. Це виправдано. Як ми можемо допомогти тим, хто в емоційному дистресі?
How we can help person who has emotional distress.
Байдуже, чи це дитина, чи людина літнього віку. В цілому метою є зниження.
It doesn't matter is a children or adult person. The main idea to reduce this hopeless and encourage to activity.
Відчуття безпорадності та заохочення до активності. Це відео дасть вам декілька інструментів, які допоможуть.
Some instruments that help you.
Це лише 4 простих кроки.
Перепрошую, пане.
Спочатку заспокойте його і скажіть, що він не сам.
The lady said, sorry, And the instructor said the first step is saying that you are not alone. I'm with you.
Ви не сам, я з вами і я не
I'm stay with you. She
залишу вас.
Потім задайте питання, які спонукатимуть жертву думати. Вони не повинні
Then it's recommended you should encourage victim to thinking. The questions should not be close, yeah? Yes or no questions. Should not be yes or no questions.
бути питаннями так чи ні.
Хто був з вами?
She is asking, who was with you? He said, I was alone.
О,
Куди ви хотіли йти?
Where did you go?
додому.
At home.
Де ви живете?
Where do you live?
Тут в кінці вулиці.
На третьому кроці заберіть відчуття безпорадності і забезпечте виконання ним зазначених дій.
So he think, and the third step to mitigate this helpless and activate to do something.
Вам допомогти позбирати речі, чи ви хочете покликати когось?
Я б
Can I help you to collect your stuff, or you would like to ask someone else?
краще позбирав свої речі.
На завершення просто
Better
розкажіть йому,
collect
що сталося, підсумовуючи ситуацію і відновлюючи порядок подій.
And in the end, it's better to sum up what was and to create this order, what was happened.
Був сигнал тривоги, але зараз все спокійно. Ви можете продовжувати йти або
It was ERH serum. Now everything is calm and you can continue, go at home or whatever you want.
піти додому.
Дякую.
Thank you.
Пам'ятайте, потрібно стимулювати активність 4
You
кроками.
need to have 4 steps.
Заспокоєння,
Calm down in order to say I'm here. So I'm with you.
розпитування, підказуйте активність,
Asking questions, open questions, not close. Then activity
підсумуйте ситуацію.
and
Це досить.
summarize. Really very simple. And in my next slide, we can repeat it a little bit. So what is recommended to do? To say, I am here, to talk that you are here, that person is not alone, to create this initiative, even why I take this picture, coffee or tea. Sometimes we take, please take a water. Now it's better to say, here is water, you can take it. If you would like, you can make tea or coffee in order to switch on these cognitions. Yeah. So the goal is to be active, to not to invalidize person and to give everything to him, to make him thinking, activate, to ask questions open, and to summarize. It's important to tell what happened before, after the event, to emphasize what the event that event ended. Everything is left behind. I'll just remind how we work with our refugees who are in a safe place, and they have flashbacks with these sirens when they hear this loud sound, and they really react on this. What we recommend to say, please say aloud to yourself, it's not rocket attack, it's not missiles, it's, for instance, just a plane, I'm in a safe place. To say to your brain where you are, to summarize what is happening with you. Basic page. It's, I know that you know, we, like humans, have 6 resourcing channels that helps us to overcome our challenges. It's belief. When I'm in stress, for instance, I can believe in God, I can believe in myself, I can believe that everything will be okay. So this believing helps me to manage these challenges. Affect, it's acronym, you see, for this basic page. A, it's affect, it's emotions. I'm crying, I'm laughing, it's normal reaction to abnormal situation, you know. I'd like to see some movie, some, I don't know, to cry with this movie, something else. It helps me to overcome the challenges. For instance, it works. Or I need to phone someone to communicate with people. It's social channel, yeah, in order to overcome challenges. Or I need to embroidery, to singing a song, to painting, to dancing, to create something, to be in some fantasy. And this is the challenge that helps me. For instance, cognitive. It means that when person in stress, he or she needs some facts in order to analyze, to make the structure, to understand what is happening. And it helps him to overcome the challenges. Or physical, when it's some stress or crisis in my life, yeah, I'm going to gym to do something. Sex helps as well. Going to the park, so activity. Every one of you have, in general, yeah, 2 leading resources. How to find it? I will send to Jigma questionnaire. It's a small questionnaire in order to identify and to understand it's working or not. And your second home task will be at home, because we don't have enough time right now. You can take any paper. It's your life, yeah. It's maybe something written here, but it's better to be without written empty here. It's your life. Then you can make this and make some hole inside. Doesn't matter what hole it will be. It's will hole. And your task will be to take colorful crayons and to imagine. Do you hear me? It's okay? I see some sound. And to imagine some problem knock to your door. You're faced with some stress, with some trauma, with some crisis. So this is your crisis. You can take colorful crayons and using only crayons to solve this problem on this paper. Just a couple examples. It's for yourself. Usually I will repeat all instruction in our messenger. For instance, what did I paint a sun. So I would like to highlight this problem. So my leading channel is cognition. Yeah, I need to analyze. I wrote. I paint. Sorry, I'm tired. I paint sun. I paint some birds and some people. Other my channel is communication. It's leading channel. Why I'm talking about it? Working with clients, it's very important to see how they overcome their problems, what channels, what resources do they have. It's affect, it's belief, it's social, imagination, cognitive, it's 6 channels. Usually we use 2, but when we do this consciously, I know that it is my channel and I use it. The effectiveness is growing. If I know that I have 2, some people have 1, some 3 leading, and they have the scale after this questionnaire. It's very simple. You can see, for instance, 20. You can have a scale 20 on belief, effects of cognition, and you understand that these 3 pillars that help you to overcome your challenges. But you know now that there is 3 enough channels, and you should think how to use them. And it really helps to overcome being in very difficult situation. Do you got my idea? Because I am trying to be very quick. So just to repeat your home task. We will talk about this our next session. You will take a paper, make a hole, and imagine that it is problem. Some people make, where is this piece of sheet? So it was problem, there is no problem, yeah? They are thinking about it. So this is their cognition leading channel that helps.
Alla, can we see you? We are only seeing the slide. We are not seeing the demonstrations.
Yeah, you see only this slide. I'm talking about instruction. I will send you separate, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm trying just to repeat in order maybe you have questions.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. I'm not losing a time. My main message to find leading channels that help you to overcome challenges, and to think how you can use the rest to leading and the rest channels. Okay, but we're talking about positive things. All channels, like all medal, have 2 sides. And of course, we have a sign of distress, even of belief. If person fully depend on some social network, some people, or have a pessimistic worldview, it's belief, but it's pessimistic worldview, or referring to things in terms of black and white, we should pay attention to this and trying to help this person not to be, how to say, very to jump deeply in this belief, to this energy. We're trying to work with this. We're talking that it's helpful, but if person, for instance, lost someone and talking via WhatsApp with the person who died more than 1 year without answer, it's a problem. If he used WhatsApp and wrote some messages to the person who died during first, I don't know, 3-4 months, it's okay. You understand what I'm talking about? So it depends on. You are talking about feeling. When I'm crying, it's okay, but when I'm crying a lot, yeah, and I have feeling of frustration, it's side effect, how to say, it's not correct, but it's signs of distress of this channel. So that was the social imagination with cognitive. You can read, we have not enough time. The main message, if it's resourcing channel and you see that the behavior is constructive, it's okay. If the person in stress drink a lot, it's okay. If person in stress drink not a lot, drink a little bit, it's okay. If a person in stress drink a lot, it leads to substance abuse. And our task to find these channels, these positive things, and to check it's rock like positive or it has these signs of distress. And if it's signs of distress, for instance, this we're talking about substances abuse, people, for instance, I'm working with people who were captured, who were lost 21 kilograms, who saw how the people died or died on his hand, yeah, when were, I forgot the word, when it was violence, open violence due to your friends, yeah, it's terrible. And he starts to drink. It's really terrible for a person to analyze and to have everything in his head, all these horrors. In this case, we're talking about, do this drinking has some negative consequences? You are trying to forget everything that was with you, being captured by Russian Federation. But now it was in the past. If it helped you in the first days or first months, it's okay. But now, how ruined it your life? Let's think, when person said about negative consequences, then we're talking about what we should do, how we redirect this energy and these traumatic events, or we should work with these traumatic events in order to mitigate their memory. It depends on. It's concerning basic page. Sorry that it was very rapidly, but we don't have enough time. I will send everything, even materials in English if you need, because it's our pilot project in order to understand what needs do you have. Do you interested in some methods more deeply, or it's understandable for you, and we are moving on. And as I said to you, if you remember the how sounds definition of crisis, it was disruption of continuity. So we, like people we have yesterday, yeah, we are now what are going to be today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. And suddenly something has happened, some trauma or stress, and even this bridge is broken. What we are going to do, we are going to renovate this bridge, and we are going to talk about what continuous, yeah, was disrupting. It's cognitive discontinuity, yeah. For instance, example from our country. I really, 1 week before the war, European experts phoned me and asked, a lot of troops concentrated on the border. Do you think that the war will be? I said, are you crazy? What war? 21st century. When the war started, in my head, it was really discontinuity. 1 + 1 was not 2. It was misunderstanding of situation. And how we can help in this situation for clients, where I give accurate information. My reaction was, I got stuck, I was freeze, and 2 days was in internet in order to see the history, to find the facts, why it was happened. And I see that the same was with other post-Soviet countries. And for a person who have this cognitive discontinuity, it's better to explain what happened, help to understand the whole picture. Even how we explain for the kids, there is 2 society exist, and one society attacked other society, yeah? Like when you playing in a kindergarten, when someone take your toy and don't want to take again, to give you back, so you are fight. Explanation, simple explanation, sometimes simple, sometimes you need some facts, help to understand the whole picture and define a new situation. Now you're in this situation, try to explain and to divide the things that you are control and the things that you are not control. I am not control a war. What I can control? I can control only my life. So it's very important to do when person have this cognitive discontinuity, functional discontinuity. I was a specialist, I was a business lady, and now ruined everything in my life. Yeah, I was a father and mother, and now there are 8 million separated families, wives with kids abroad, and our husbands are in partners are in Ukraine. What we can do? Everything is ruined. This bridge is ruined. Yeah, we people feel useless. I was a very famous person in Ukraine, had a business, and now I am what? I am cleaning the environment in order to survive. So it's really complicated. How to help? To what is really help very nice? It's learning new skills. When our brains is working, we don't have, how to say, enough time to be in this grief. Grief, it's separating. But when we lost our houses, it's like a grief as well. So we need to do something. We need to have some routine, not to feel ourselves useless. When doing something, even this expert stress, helping something, it's useful for us, first of all. When all communication is cut, people really feel avoidance of contacts with even loved ones, avoidance of society. And how to help? In any place where you are, there are some social nets, for instance, of these words, of these people. And we should encourage person to communicate. We should explain, make some psychoeducation. This every emotion should have go out. Yeah, when we try to collect these emotions inside, it's become like a stone. And we should find the way how to make, how to separate the stone or make the stone less. And I like this phrase, social capital, social capital. Yeah, it means how many connections do you have? If you are in stress, do you have some people with whom you share your anxiety, for instance? What are you doing? How big or small social capital every person has. When people crying every time, yeah, this emotional discontinuity, they are crying, and you know, it's 1 hour, and yeah, I fled Ukraine 3rd of March previous year. I was maybe in 5 or 6 international conference, and the last one where I met a Jikme, when I talked about I don't go to cry right now. When I talked about my story, I cried every time. I don't know what to do. But how to help people in this situation? I like these 2 words. Please pay attention. Validization. I know, no, validization and normalization. Normalization is normal reaction to abnormal situation. First of all, when a person is crying and we normalize this reaction, we're talking about it's okay. It's not it's okay. No, we're talking about that you're crying because you're faced with trauma. You're crying because you have some tension inside. Yeah, it's normal reaction to this abnormal situation. A validization, it means I see that you are crying. I validize. Now I'm here because I have a grandson. He's 1.5 years, and when he falls down, he cries. It's normal. And some people say, stand up, don't cry. I said, stop, stop, stop. It was in the Soviet Union. He's crying because he feels pain. Yeah. And I'm saying to him, you are crying. It's so painful. I'm so sorry. And trying to switch on his reaction on crying to something else. Please see to this bird. Recognize, yeah, this tunnel vision. So I am support person in this case. Yeah, I said that I see how I see your anxiety. Your trembling is normal reaction to this situation. And then we will do some techniques. It's how we help others, how we help in this when we see this discontinuity. And psychophysiological discontinuity, yeah, I face with this. I cannot do nothing. I don't have the strength. I don't care even how I look. I was in the same situation. When we went here, I was only my backpack, and my daughter said, "Mom, there are good selling here. Maybe we will buy something with it." I don't want nothing. I was in a stress situation. I don't want to talk about it. Sorry. And how we help person, yeah? And I really learn and try and stay around and see I'm in a beautiful place. I see Morocco on the other side of the Mediterranean Sea. It's exciting. It's beautiful place. I need to find some resources in order to enjoy this beauty, because in Kiev we have absolutely other climate. Yeah, and here I saw a lot of palms. Yeah, I'm a traveler. I saw a lot of places, but maybe in 3 months or more, when I work on myself, I bought clothes. I'm trying to enjoy the beauty where I'm staying, because it's really paradise. It's really a very beautiful place in comparison. I mean, nature. I really like nature in comparison with place completely different. I mean, with comparison with place where I am living. We have a beautiful nature as well. Ukraine is unbelievable, cool country. But how can help person? Yeah, we restoration of health, bodily sensation. We help to create a positive picture. Being here, what good things do you mention? Try to take care of yourself. I'm at home. It was only my dream to do some physical exercises. Here I do. I really do my best to be in good physical state. It's some positive things being here, so that we should help our clients to find it. Okay, and what is important? If you restore one continuity, it raises the likelihood that other other continuities will be able to repair themselves, even one out of these 5. And why I'm talking about all these small instruments, because I have only one meeting with me, because it's the things that we are teaching the whole population, all infrastructures, banks, train departments, schools, corporations, how to help yourself and how to help others. Very simple things. And it helps us to be resilient. It doesn't mean that we don't feel nothing when we face with stress. It means that we trying to not control, we're trying to operate with our body when we react to the stress, to switch off our cognitions and to have a plan what to do. But it works only when we do it before the stress. Because in stress, if you remember, when you, for instance, in conflict and you drawn with emotions and you arguing with someone, physiologically how it works, we don't remember what we are saying, because our brain and hippocampus become shorter. This short memory is not working properly. Yeah, we talking terrible things sometimes, being emotionally in stress. And I talked about that we train people how to recognize these symptoms. Yeah, what to do when you become angry, to find this first step, not working when this wave become in the top because it's too difficult. But we are trying to work in the first steps to develop this resilience. We created resilience centers in not all cities, but regions. Yeah, we have 22 regions in Ukraine. It's how to say what this war do with us. It makes us stronger, despite all horrible things that we face with. So intervention in time frame, pre-event is very, very important. Then when person go down, yeah, we provide immediate interventions, psychoeducation, yeah, or we say that we are here. And long term, it's a treatment. So prevent is first emotional aid, enhancing the coping resources, and known procedure how to react during emergency time. So we know this before how to breathe, not in the situation of stress. We only help our clients, but we need to treat the population how to do. So, yeah, it's obviously the victim, and we treat all these circles. First responders doesn't mean psychologists or not, family, friends, caregivers, community, municipality. And resilience center based on emergency preparedness, community resilience, and continuum of care. And the last one, sit please comfortable. I like this exercise very much. It's from EMDR, eye movement, yeah, when we work with trauma. I do with clients and every time say, it's better works when we close the eyes. When we close the eyes, we concentrate on our body. You can do with open eyes or with closed eyes, but first I would like to show what we can do. You can do, we can do taping, yeah? This is, in MDR, it's called butterfly. We can do very, very slowly this taping. You can do in this way, yeah, put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right shoulder and taping. Or you can do this one, but these fingers, yeah, should be not higher than this bone here. And yeah, now, or the third version, you can put your hands on your legs to tape. This one or this one. You can change during this 30 seconds that I'm going to give you instruction. Please sit comfortable, close your eyes, find the position of your hands. I like this small butterfly with these crossed thumbs. And could you please imagine a beautiful place where you feel yourself comfortable? It's maybe real place or unreal place, it doesn't matter. You can be with someone or alone, it doesn't matter. The main goal that you feel comfortable, maybe from your previous experience or your future experience. Feel this place with your body. Replace this feeling in your body. It can be in your chest, in your head, in any part of your body. And being with this pleasant feeling and place where I feel comfortable, please tap yourself from your hand very, very slowly in your own regime for 30 seconds. Stop. Very, very slowly. Okay. Open your eyes. How do you feel? Raise your hand if you feel okay. Okay, thank you. When you work with trauma, it's very important to finish on something positive. It's our resource, yeah, our safe place, our lovely place. And we recommend clients when you're in a stress, you can, it's disassemblyization, yeah. You can remember these very, very simple exercises and try to retune you from this anxiety to something positive, just to reduce your anxiety, just to even finish our counseling on the positive wave. I received a question finally. I understand that it was first right spelled. I heard spend and it was my confusion, sorry. Yes, it was mistaken. Thank you. It was mistaken. The first why I spent grounding instead of grounding. Yeah, because it was my mistake. And is there a connection with contacting the earth or ground in ground? Yes, it's the contacting, is the connection. Yeah, grounding, because when we feel the ground, we feel safe. The main message. So it's maybe correct to write not grounding. It's maybe correct, it's 4 levels. It's earth, water, air, and fire. But it's allegory. Okay, I think if you have other questions, please don't hesitate. And yeah, we are going to the end. The best way to deal with trauma is to prevent it from developing. It's our national flag, so this is our symbol. No, and this parable, it's not important. Okay. What I have for you right now, I have 5 questions in order to summarize our small webinar. And of course, I need volunteers. Who will be the first volunteer?
First volunteer. Are they going to do it right away?
I will try to raise my presentation. Here.
Are they going to do what you want them to do here, right now?
Don't worry, it will be a game. Ejikme, if you were on the last session in Thailand with Igor Kutsenok, our Ukrainian and American expert, I was taught by him and he gave me this game. I like it very much. If you would like, I will share with you later. But now I need a volunteer who will handle a mic. And this is game with questions. And of course, it has the rules. It's what we're talking right now, yeah. The rule. The rules. The question will appear and 4 positions for answer. If you know the answer, you say A, B, C, or D. If you don't know answer, you can have 3 options. You can say, Alla, please delete 50 to 50, 2 options. And for instance, I will say A and B is not working. So you can choose from C or D. Or phone to your friend. Okay, the option phone to your friend in order to have a correct answer. And the last option to ask your audience. The rules is clear?
Yes.
Who is with a mic? Raise your hand in order to see you. Okay, I see. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Acute stress reaction lasts for first 3 hours, 1 hour to 1 day, 1 hour to 3 days, during first 2 days. What is your answer? A, B, C, or D?
B.
B. B. Yeah, 1 hour to 1 day. Are you sure?
Yes.
So you insist on B. Or maybe you can ask audience. You have 3 options.
B. 1 hour to 3 days.
B. So you decide that this will be, and you don't want to ask your colleagues in order to improve. Are you right or not?
I have changed my mind. C.
C. Why C?
1 hour to 3 days.
1 hour to 3 days. Yes, correct. You earn $200, but don't forget that it is a game, and don't send me your questions. Okay, move on. Next one, please take a mic and raise your hand. In this case, I understand that someone is ready. Yeah? Ejikme, help me. Do you have... Don't forget, it's not exam. We are playing. It's a game. Okay, thank you. Resilience is the ability not to react to stress, resistance to stress, emotional restraint, or ability to handle challenges.
Ability to handle challenges. D.
D. You sure that it is D?
Yes, I'm sure it is D.
And you don't want to ask the audience or to call your friend? Yes.
Final answer.
You are right. Thank you. $500. Okay, thank you. Next one, please. Give mic for person, yeah, that you choose. Okay, I see. You're ready. Perfect. How amygdala reacts to stress? Becomes smaller, disappears, stop to function at all, become hyperactive.
A. Becomes smaller.
Becomes smaller. Are you sure?
Yes.
This is your last version, or you can
Yes.
ask, you have option, because last version is last version.
Final option. A. Becomes smaller.
Amygdala becomes smaller. Maybe you can ask audience, and then we'll finalize. You can ask audience, for instance, in order to be sure in your answer.
I'm sure. Becomes smaller.
Because amygdala responsible for what?
Emotions.
Very, very slowly. One word, responsible for what? Emotions. Emotions, you said, yeah. So when person is stressed, emotions become bigger or smaller?
Go faster. Bigger.
Bigger. So
Yes.
just thinking and look again. What answer will be correct? A, B, C, or D?
Okay, let me ask the audience. Okay. The audience are helping me here. They said becomes hyperactive.
So the last version will be A, B, C, D,
D.
D. Thank you. You are a very good group because it's a correct question, correct answer. And you own $1,000. Okay, give the mic to other one. Don't hesitate. No, it's a game. Playing in such a way, such things are really have a structure in our mind. So that the question is, what is correct to say if person in active stress reaction in this first, when he faced with trauma? What is correct to say? Don't worry, everything will be okay. Stimulate activity and tell what was before and after. To stay close and to observe what's happening. Or to ask for help. A, B, C, or D. What do you think?
That's also 50-50.
Only one letter, Sammy. A, B, C, or D?
50-50.
I don't hear properly. It's D. D. Ejik, help me, please, because it's echo.
He's going for 50.
50-50. Okay. Okay. I would say that A and D is not working. Connection, I lose connection. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I close? People are going out. What's happening? Do you hear me now? Okay. Raise your hand that you hear me. I don't hear you. It's,
Can you hear us?
Now you hear me, Ejikme?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Do you hear what option I closed?
Sure, we are seeing it. He goes for 50-50.
Yes. 50-50. So let's close C and D. You can have only A and B. What option, A or B, is working? What do you think? A or B?
A and one.
I see the group decision, so you can use other option. And the final answer will be A or B?
B.
B. Why not A? You're absolutely right. Yes, it's B. I will try to explain. Don't worry, it's not working. When you are in stress, when person is crying and we say, don't cry, it's not working. We should say, I see that you feel something here, that you are crying. How we can say that everything will be okay? The reaction will be very aggressive. How do you know that everything will be okay? It's better to say, I hope everything will be okay. It's more or less appropriate. But when the person in stress, his body reacts, he feels some tension. And when we say, don't worry, everything will be okay, it's not working. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we have 2 questions. Basic pH has 6 leading channels, only 2 leading channels, 6 resourcing channels, or 8 channels. It's just a reminder. A, B, C, or D? What, pardon?
A.
A. 6 leading channels. Ah, it's terrible sound. You said A.
Yes.
You sure? All channels are leading, and you sure? Maybe someone help you? We have 6 channels, you're absolutely right. But we have 2 leading and rest channels, sometimes we even don't use. And we are trying to given this information in order to understand that we have more resources. So in this case, 6 resourcing channels, where 2 leading channels. Okay? And oh, we're out of time. Okay, last question. Last question, please, 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 please. What trauma is? It's dysfunction of the cerebral cortex. It's manifestation of weakness. It's direct or indirect threat to life, or it's PTSD. A, B, C, or D? B, manifestation, B, manifestation or weakness?
C.
C, yes, exactly. Thank you, because it's the last question. Thank you very much for your participation. Unfortunately, the sound was not correct, and we're out of time. But I would like to hear your feedback, or maybe some questions, maximum 3 minutes, if you have, of course. And Enigma, I will appreciate, Ejigme, I will appreciate if you help me, because I hear echo, and your words divide to several words, and it's too complicated for me to catch the main idea. Okay, Anyway, is it, I have a simple question for you. In a scale from 0 to 10, could you please tell how useful it was for you and for your work, these 2 hours that we spent together? If 0 means nothing and tell everything will be was useful, because I understand it's experience of my country, but how do you see it's good to implement on the spot from 0 to 10? Just say they disappeared,